for the reactionary for this, I'm going to blend both books here. Okay. So I'm going to throw in some pop culture reasons and then I want y'all's takes on them.
Okay.
So we know what happened with Matt Barnes in January with all of the affairs he had and his partner leaving. Cardi B and Offset have been public about the infidelity happening within their relationship and now going through a divorce. And then just because I love housewives, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Dorit and PK are getting a divorce. And they've vividly talked about not sharing that they're going through a divorce to their kids. So, few questions here. Does keeping kids in a kid's place work in today's era of social media? And so with your relationship being public, with there being a book now, do you guys have to talk about the things that happen in your relationship that's adult shit? Whether it be infidelity, whether it be an argument, whether it be real life shit. How do you have those conversations with your kids or do you keep them out of it?
I think for our older kids, 23 and 21, yes, absolutely. They know everything.
So at what age though are kids, is it, because to be honest, when I was growing up, I knew my daddy had multiple girlfriends. I was like 9 and I knew it. Of course, we didn't. There was Jennifer 1, 2, and 3. These are his friends. Like, and like when I look back in my childhood, I'm like, bro, there was so much I knew what the fuck was going on and y'all wasn't being honest or being real with me. Or I could tell when my mom was hurting or crying in the room and she come out and everything's okay. It's not. Like a part of me resents not being put onto the things that was actually happening. So I want to know at what age do y'all feel comfortable or do you suggest parents start actually being honest with their kids?
I don't necessarily think it's about age. I think it's about how does it affect the children? So in your situation, you knew.
Yeah.
You knew. So you knew. So I think that it would have been beneficial to explain things to you in a way that you were able to digest. Because if not, you're carrying that burden.
Right.
And it's affecting you psychologically while at 9 years old, you don't realize that it's affecting you psychologically. So there does need to be some type of explanation or clarity provided for you, even though you're 9. Because if you're old enough to hurt from it or be affected by it, then you're old enough to be spoken to about it.
Okay.
So I don't think that there's a particular age. I think it depends on the reality of the situation. Aside from that, things that don't affect children, I think that a child needs to stay in a child's place.
Okay.
I believe in the innocence of children so wholeheartedly. And I think that parents should do as much as they can to allow their children to hold on to that for as long as possible. I didn't tell you, but yesterday I finally told Jackson, who's 10, that the Easter Bunny and that the Leprechaun and the Tooth Fairy don't exist.
Oh, look. Okay, wait. Look. Wait,
and I'm sorry.
Why did you do it?
I didn't consult with you because, but he asked me straight. We were in the car coming back from soccer.
Friends must have told him.
He was having a conversation with his friends and he was feeling like the dun-dun-dun in the group. And I didn't want him to suffer that humiliation, but we kept it as long as we possibly could until it affects him in a negative way. But Santa Claus still exists. I don't care what his friends think. So, and he asked me about 3 times. So much so he said, "Can I help you put the eggs out then on Easter for the other kids?"
Oh,
and
I
said, "Yeah, you can." I was like, "You can get up with Dad." And yeah.
That's part of something that we do. And we're going to have an argument about this later. That you didn't tell me first.
He asked me on the spot. He asked me on the spot.
You don't understand. I'm saying
we don't really care about the
I'm
leprechaun.
the Easter Bunny.
Oh, you're the Easter Bunny.
I'm the Tooth Fairy.
She said
don't fuck with the leprechaun. But the rest of them niggas, that's me.
Why? Because you're over 6 foot? You like, yeah, that nigga don't exist.
But I'm the one that, you don't understand. Like, I get a joy out of putting the toys together and, and getting their toys. I get a joy out of waking up 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning, putting the eggs all over the yard, letting them go
so
crazy.
much fun.
I get a joy out of that. So the
messing up the room on St. Patrick's Day because the leprechaun is supposed to come and mess up the house.
Yes.
So we mess up the house and mess up the room.
We get a joy out of that.
That's my birthday, and I've never heard that.
Oh, yeah.
That is some new age parenting shit.
Yeah.
Well, I get a joy out of that.
Patty's Day, the leprechaun comes and messes up the house.
Oh, yeah. He comes and messes up the room. Sometimes he steals things from your room. Yeah. He's naughty.
I just thought he had the pot of gold and the
You know
rainbow.
what it is? The more kids you get, the more shit you gotta start doing. That's what it is.
Like, y'all just don't make green eggs and ham. I think that's how I celebrated St. Patty's Day as a child.
No.
The leprechaun come and mess up the house.
And sometimes he'll take something. He's naughty. So he comes to your house and he does naughty things.
So are we.
You know,
You know what I
it should
mean?
happen as a guest.
Wow. Don't worry. Santa's still
Sorry.
alive.
Sorry.
Santa, but he
Santa still
asked me, and
exists.
I'm like, wow, now I'm telling a bold face. Before, Santa is just the power of suggestion, right? But now I'm telling a bold faced lie. And we pride ourselves on not lying
Amy
to
said
our
he
kids.
want his cookies on the 24th.
You know
That's
what, though?
right.
The faith that kids have, like, I don't like seeing kids removed from kid things too quickly.
Exactly.
And that's the thing.
And TikTok and Instagram, my friends kind of laugh at me a lot because for number one, right? I am obviously all for sexuality. If kids being gay, I get it. Like I was the gay kid, but TikTok, Instagram, all of these things that are just going to make my kid go from 6 to 15.
No.
I'm not with it.
Same
Like,
way.
I don't even know if I want to do iPads outside of a plane. Like, I just interviewed Brooke Devard for Horrible Decisions on Patreon. I love this girl. She's a mom. She's got a great brand. And she said, I let my kids be bored. She said, if we go to a restaurant, people ask me, what do they do if they don't have an iPad? And I say, they play with the salt and pepper shakers. Like, we get in the car. Oh, what colors do you see? And I think that was probably the greatest parenting advice I'd heard in a while because I want to make sure that I do that. And I'm terrified of my kids being too grown because I was too grown.
Wait a second. Envy, you said that's crazy. You disagree?
I mean,
Here we go.